And welcome to 2022 to the Liebler Yavneh College Media Arts Studio podcast booth. Again, it is a great name and is the shortest name we can think of it. Welcome everyone. It's been a couple of full-on 2 years, but let's not even bring it all up, but let's talk about 2022. But before we do that, just want to say good afternoon to Carlia, Jack, and Mr. G Goldstein. And, well, Mr. G, I know what you want to talk about. Go on. Talk about your magical moments that you had. Well done on the D's on their premiership. Tell us, please tell me, where were you? What happened when you watched it?
Well, when we sat and started this podcast 12 months ago, I don't think any of us thought I'd be the happy one at the end of the year. Not that Pies fans would have been either, but I thought we'd all be sad together. But wow, what a year. And it still feels like a dream, and I still relive it often and watch the replay of that third quarter. It is incredible, but
it was heavenly, wasn't it? For the Demons as a name, it was quite heavenly.
That's the perfect sound to describe the feeling. It was a great night. Unfortunately, it was lockdown, so there were no celebrations to be had. You weren't even allowed to go out and watch it. But I did get lucky enough that I was in between houses and staying at my parents' for a 2-week period. So I did get to watch it with my dad, and we've been watching football together for 17 years now. So that was a really special moment. But that was the extent of what the rules allowed us to do and celebrate. But I probably wouldn't have had it any other way.
Yeah.
It was sitting there watching it. I mean, I would have loved to have been there, but obviously. But if we can't, it was the next best thing. Sitting back, watching it with my family. Wow. Still in heaven, still celebrating. Don't care what happens this year. Just will always remember 2021.
Of course you will, Mr. G. It's like, Jack, it's like 2020, 2010.
2010.
You just keep bringing that up, and we don't talk about the... we're not even going to bring up the other one.
It's been 4 years. We can.
No. Told you be quiet. Carlia, how are you going?
I'm great, thank you.
Fantastic. Look, we have Mr. G Goldstein's team who has won the flag, and now we've got Carlton, your team. Are they going to be a bunch of sad, or is it going to be a quite happy time for Carlton? Tell us.
Well, I'm very much hoping for the latter of the two options, but this pre-season, I know a lot of people say, pre-season's not not a great indicator, but I don't know, I'm seeing some indicators of finals footy. I know I sound like a very classic Carlton supporter, but I think we're looking pretty good for this year.
Well, look, good old Carlton. I was in when they last won. I don't know. I think I was in primary school maybe when they won the flag. I don't know. Yeah, but yeah. Look, see how we go. Good luck to Carlton. It'll be good if it's Carlton Essendon in the finals and then there's a draw. That'll be hilarious.
I would find that funny.
Oh boy, Jack.
Hello.
Yep. Hello. Let's talk about the Pies. We're back. Are we back or what? What's going on?
Well, I don't think many Pies fans have the expectation of, a big final, a deep finals run, anything like that.
Whoa. How dare you?
You expect that?
I'm expecting the Dacos brothers to tear it all up. It's going to be
100%.
amazing. It's going to be amazing.
I think a big thing about this year is we're having a lot of people rotate through the midfield. Maynard, Dacos. We're getting a lot of people in the midfield who weren't there before. And, people like Jake Stringer, who was always a forward, he went to the mid and he's really found a home there. So hopefully we can find some gems in the mid. And, I just want to see a year of consistency.
Yes.
If we don't make finals, that's all right. We are rebuilding, but I want a huge year from Nick Dacos. And despite maybe not a finals run on the agenda, there's a lot of excitement for the Pies.
It's all about rebuilding. It's all about rebuilding. Now, let's talk about it, guys. Let's talk about, we'll just get that intro music happening. Round one. Well, we're going to talk about the first game, which is Melbourne and the Bulldogs. Wednesday night at 7:10 p.m. at the MCG. Can't believe I'm saying those words, guys, after the 2 years we've had. Mr. G, you're going to be at the G. Tell us your tip and why, and don't just say Melbourne because we won the premiership. Just tell us. Give us a go.
I can't believe we're finally going back to the G.
I know.
haven't been in a long time.
Mr. G at the G. I like that. Yeah.
Well, it's the grudge match. We've had one team celebrating the premiership all year and the other crying about a song that happened afterwards.
Ooh, yeah.
So I think
shots fired. Shots fired. Yeah, go.
Revenge is on the Bulldogs' mind. I think they're more upset about the song than losing the actual grand final.
You hear that, Jack? The dogs are coming.
Salty dogs.
The dogs.
Dogs are coming.
Very
They're barking.
salty.
Oh,
There they are.
coming. But your tip is Melbourne, yeah?
Well, I said last year I'm not going to tip against them until they give me a reason to. And if I have to go for D's, I will go for D's, and hope it's a great night.
Well, there you go. D's for you. Jack, is your tip?
I'm going to say under a goal, Demons by 3 points, I'm going to say, just because I think both teams, they're a great match. I think the grand final, Melbourne deserved to win it 100%. They were the best team during the season and on the day. But I think they are a very fairly matched team, you know?
Nice.
So I reckon Demons by 3 points, despite losing to Carlton in pre-season. I don't think that they showed what they're fully capable of, and I reckon Demons will get up.
Gotcha. Carlia?
I'm actually going to go for the doggies.
Oh, the doggies.
Yeah, I still think it's going to be a very close match. I don't know, by 2 or 3 points, but I do think they're going to come back firing after their devastating loss last year.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Because it's always fantastic to win a round one game after you've lost a premiership.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that really, Melbourne will be like, oh no, we've lost round one. Oh wait, let me just drink out of this premiership cup. Look, I'm going to go for I know. I'm going to go for the doggies just to annoy Mr. G. But I reckon Bontempelli, 1 minute to go, is going to kick the sealer. Nah, I reckon, look, I'm going to go with the Dogs, but I think Melbourne are looking very good. Next game, we've got Carlton-Richmond. Well, I'll tell you what, Carlia, what do you think of this game? You're a Carlton supporter?
Well, last year I was, always look forward to the Carlton-Richmond, kicking off the season. And I was thinking, we might actually have a chance considering, Richmond not even making finals last year.
Mm-hmm.
And, key players like Walsh, Mackay, Cripps, all having a nice rest up in their off-season and then coming back. But we've got Walsh out, who's currently in a moon boot after surgery. But we do have an inclusion of Doc, who's just recovered from chemotherapy,
yes.
which is really incredible to see. So I think, we might actually have a chance. I hate tipping against my team.
Yeah, of course.
But I'm going to actually go for Richmond by 5.
Carlia, look, what about Dusty Martin? How are you going to stop him? Is he playing?
Yeah, he's playing.
He's playing. I'm hoping Cripps pulls.
Yeah, true. Should be a ripper game.
Yeah, Cripps is supposed to be recovered from his back injury that stopped him from running and stuff last year. But yeah, again, I have no idea how it's going to go.
Big one. So, Carlton for you. Jack, quick tip?
Going to say, look, I wouldn't be surprised if Carlton win, but I'm going to say the Tigers. Dusty, according to Richmond in the stats, he's running his 2K was the fastest he's ever done it. He's in great nick. Sam Walsh out, so I'm going to say Tigers by 14.
Okay, Mr. G.
I'm glad, Carly, you brought up Sam Doherty. What an awesome story that he is a confirmed in on Thursday night. That is just awesome news. But I think without Walsh, it makes it tough, and I don't think the Tigers are as bad as a lot of experts are going to tipping them to be. I think they've still got the strength in them and a great side with no Walsh, as well as Cripps played in that preseason game against Melbourne, the old Cripps that we've all been waiting so long for. I think without his sidekick, it might be tough. And I think Carlton are going to have a great year, and it pains me to say it, kills me to say it, but I think they'll have a good year. I'm just not sure round one will start off on the right foot for them.
Thank you, Mr. G. Look, I'm going Richmond for me, but, I just think they got the Dusty coming back. We'll see what happens. Now, Friday night, St Kilda Collingwood at Marvel. I'll kick this off quickly. Jack, what can I say? I'm picking the Pies.
Of course.
I think we're going to go out there and show the AFL world what we're really made of and possibly win or probably lose by under 20 points. So I think we'll lose. But, yeah, that's for me. Look, it'd be really great to see the young fellas get out there and play. But I'll keep this short and sweet. It's going to be hopefully the Pies, but I think Saints will win. Carlia?
Yeah, I'm going to go Saints by 14.
Nice. Jack?
I'm going to say Pies by 18. I just think we're going to come out swinging, and I reckon obviously Will Hoskin-Elliott may be an out. That'd be tough.
Yeah.
Ruffy's out. But Saints losing, was it Hunter Clark?
Yeah.
And Jack Billings. That's gonna stuff them up a lot, I reckon. And I think Checkers is going to kick 4 goals, and I think we're going to win it by 3 goals.
Big call, Mr. G.
I think there's a lot more optimism for you guys this year than there was 12 months ago when we started this podcast.
Yeah.
But Saints, as you said, a few outs, and Ryder might not play either. So there could be. I think this is Collingwood's opportunity to really start off the McRae era on a good foot.
That'd be nice. Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if they do. I think St Kilda are a good side, but I think you can beat them.
Thank you, Mr. G. We agree on something. Wow, that's great.
Did you just say St Kilda are going to win?
Well, no, I mean, like, I agree that we could win, but I think St Kilda will win. But now I'm going back to. I'm just trying to be more, like, not so one-eyed as I was. I got a lot of feedback last year saying, "Can you just shut up about Collingwood all the time?" So I'm just trying to keep it all cool. Okay, moving on from that, it is, speaking of people telling me to be quiet about Collingwood, Geelong Essendon, Mr. 4, he was the one that said, "Can you just give it a rest about Collingwood?" So let's talk about Geelong Essendon. Mr. G, your quick tip for this.
Yeah, good day, Mr. 4. I hope you enjoyed the prelim final last year.
Ooh! Them's fighting words, Mr. G. How dare you? I mean, look. Yeah, go ahead.
I think the old age home down in Geelong.
Oh! And how about this one? Thank you.
I think they got one more year in them. This is their push all out. How much longer does that aging midfield have in them? They do have some good young players coming through, but I don't see any of them getting game time this year. I think Geelong are going all out. It will be their final push, and I think they'll win. I think they'll beat Essendon this week.
Jack?
I'm going to say Dons by 1 point, the closest one of the round.
Okay.
Not necessarily just because the Cats are going to be bad this year in any way, shape or form, but I think Dons are going to have a big year, and obviously a lot of Geelong players will need to look after their grandkids. So,
no. Another one. Carlia?
Yeah, no, you just really see a stark contrast between the Geelong veterans and the young guns that Essendon are showing. So I'm actually going to tip Essendon as well by a very small margin, by 2 or 3.
Okay. I'm going to go for Essendon just because I just want to see the look on Mr. 4's face when I have to see him on Monday morning and g'day, Mr. 4, and he'll be like, "Oh, what happened in the 2011 grand final?" It's in the past. That's what happened. Anyway, moving on. The next game, Giants versus the Swans. Carlia, we'll kick off with you for this. Thoughts on this? What do you think?
Look, I'll be honest, I haven't really given it much thought. I do think that the Giants will come on top. I am by, again, a smaller margin, but not that significant, by 10 or 11.
Okay. Jack?
Look, I know we can't base it off too much, but Giants preseason game against us, they were fantastic. Their midfield, they flowed beautifully.
Preseason doesn't count.
It doesn't, but it showed signs, and I think Sydney will be better than the Giants this year. But I think also the Swans are going to be a bit too buddy central. He's 5 goals off 1,000.
Yep.
And I think it'd be great for the Sydney Derby, him to kick his 1,000th. But I think Buddy will miss out, and I think the Swans will too. And I've got the Giants by 23 points.
Yeah, how
Mr.
great
G?
would it be if Buddy kicks his 1,000 in the Sydney Derby?
Yeah.
Poetic.
That would be amazing.
Poetic.
I really hope that happens. But I reckon toughest game of the round to tip, and I'm bullish about both sides. I reckon we have a top 4 berth for both of them, to be honest.
Wow.
Giants have such an awesome midfield. I think if you had Jeremy Cameron in that side, that'd be the clear premiership favourites. They're missing that one key forward. I think that might hurt them. Whereas Sydney have Buddy. If he stays fit, they're going to have a great year because their young midfield is amazing. I'm going to tip the Giants. I think they sometimes get it done on Derby Day, and I back them.
Well, I'm going to go with the Swans. I think they're going to be too Franklin-centric, but no Toby Green. I just think, I don't know, a few gaps in there. So we'll see what happens there. But that's me. Brisbane Port. Mr. G, a quick tip for this one. This one's a huge game, actually, because 2 teams that made the prelim, didn't they? And
Yeah, they both kind of fluffed out in the prelims, but
yeah.
No, not Brisbane. Brisbane went out in straight set.
Yes, correct.
So,
yes.
So I think again Brisbane will have a good year. Port Adelaide are their usual. They'll have enough easy home games to get themselves really up deep into finals, but I don't think they'll beat Brisbane. A much tougher game. I think Brisbane are going to have a very good year. Pity about Eric Hipwood's injury because Darcy McStay is going to have to kick a lot of goals this year for them, but that midfield is still just absolutely incredible.
Brisbane for you, Jack?
Yeah, I reckon Brisbane will be a top 2 side. If Lockie Neal can get back to his Brownlow form, that would be huge because we know he's got it in him. Look, both teams are incredible, and I think it genuinely could go either way. I'm swaying towards Brisbane just because it's at the Gabba. So I'll say Brisbane by 10 points, but it really could go either way, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Carlia?
Yeah, I'm also going to go Brisbane by 5. Brisbane in their home game. I just think they're going to take it.
Thank you. I'll go Brisbane plus 25. I think they're going to come out and just go bang, 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 bang. It's going to be, you'll see a different Brisbane, I think, this year. Moving on, game of the round. This one's huge. Seriously, this one is just like, it's scary how good this one is. Hawthorn, North Melbourne. Let's be quick about this one. Look, I got a lot of Hawthorn supporter friends, and Mr. K in the secondary school is a big Hawks fan, and just for him, look, I'm going to go for the Hawks for this. They're rebuilding too, like the Pies, so I'm not going to, have a go at Hawthorn too much. But they've had their winning days, and it's over, and isn't that great that they won? They did whatever, let's move on. But Hawks for me. Carlia?
Yeah, I've also tipped Hawks. North Melbourne Hawks. It's just Hawks. There's no other way to put it.
I reckon, obviously Hawthorn, they're rebuilding. Sam Mitchell, new coach. They're going to have a lot of adjustments to do, and honestly, I can't see them winning. I think they're going to have the longest streak of L's to start the season. I reckon they could go 0-5 or 0-6, and I'm going to say North.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, I think North Melbourne are a bit further along in their rebuild because they accepted they needed one first. So I think that puts them just ahead. But I don't know if they have I don't know if they can put together 4 quarters of footy, which I think Hawthorn still have some players in there with the ability to do that. I think the Hawks will take care of them, but I think in the long run, North will have a better season.
Okay. Well, next one we've got is Adelaide Freo at Adelaide Oval. Carlia, we'll kick off with you for this. What do you think? Who's your tip for this one?
I've actually tipped Freo for this. I just think they're looking really good after last season. Showing really promising signs for this year. And, I really do think they'll come on top of Adelaide.
Freo for you. All right.
Yeah.
Big one. I think you could be onto something there, even though it's at Adelaide. I don't know. But Taberner's injured. Is that correct, Jack?
Taberner, yeah, I think he's out.
Who are you picking for Freo Adelaide, champ?
I'm going to say Freo. I think their off-season, besides Taberner's injury and losing Chera, couldn't have gone better. I think they're big chance to make finals. And I reckon they'll show what they've got round 1, and I've got them by 2 or 3 goals.
Okay. Mr. G?
Yeah, Freo are looking great for this year. They've just got to find someone to kick their goals, especially if no Taberner. Their forward lines are going to have to stand up, but their midfield is just so young and exciting, and they've added new guys like Erasmus and Johnson to it. So they're going to be a good team to watch for years, and if they find someone to kick their goals, they're going to be right up there.
Nice.
I think they'll take care of Adelaide. Shout out to Miss Sainty,
yes,
fan from WA.
Freo heave ho. Probably. Yeah, who did I pick? I think I picked Freo for that. It could be interesting. We'll see what happens. Last game of the round, West Coast versus Gold Coast. I don't even. Don't
play the sound. Just erase it from your memory.
I can't do that. I was there, Jack. I was MCC level 1.
Ooh.
I watched it. I don't want to even talk about it. Can we not talk about it?
4 years ago.
Talk about Melbourne's great win. Let's talk about that. Now, this game, West Coast, Gold Coast. West Coast got a lot of injuries, but I'm still thinking West Coast are going to win this, even though they got injuries and there's all sorts of COVID stuff happening. I'm going West Coast. Carlia?
Yeah, even though, despite their injuries, I do think West Coast will come on top. I've got them by 7.
7 points, West Coast. Jack?
Well, the tip doesn't really reflect how I think the season will go for West Coast, but I've got them by 4 goals, and I know that's a fair bit. I think Suns will have not a good season. I think they'll escape bottom 4, but Eagles, their injury list is, I'd say, by far the worst in the comp, and they're really going to struggle this year, and I don't see them having a lot of success. They could finish bottom 4, but for round 1 at Optus, I reckon they'll get the job done.
Mr. Who was it in the staff room? Mr. Solomon. He's a West Coast supporter. It'd be a real shame if they will come last. I mean, I'll be just so upset for him. And he rocked up in a West Coast jumper the other week.
Yeah.
Did I tell you that? Yeah. Did
I
you
saw
see that?
It
I
didn't
actually
have a number 4 at the back though. So.
Oh. Okay, Mr. G. Look, you've had your grand final win. Who's your tip for Freo West Coast?
But
West Coast, Gold Coast.
Gold Coast. Well, Domsheed's injured actually, so there's going to be no last minute heroics.
Stop with the. We're going to stop that. I've been told to stop talking about the Dom. Anyway,
but I don't think they'll need it. I think West Coast, for the first time in my years following football, West Coast are finally going to have a bad season, and I look forward to it. I'm not sure Mr. Solomon or Mr. Wing will be happy.
Mr.
about
Wing
that.
is another one, yeah, but he's not as vocal.
But their injury list is crazy.
Yeah.
But then I look at Gold Coast, and I don't think Stuart Dew's going to last the year. And
No.
I don't see where they've got a few good young players, but then I don't know if they'll win in Perth. It might be easier to travel down to Perth with the reduced crowds to begin the year. There might not be as much booing for the umpires and opposition players, but I don't think Gold Coast are the team to go there and start winning. I think West Coast, as Jack said, they'll win this one and struggle for the rest of the year.
And they've got the worst injury list in the comp, and then on top of that, they lose Tim Kelly because he got COVID. So
Well,
it'll be tough.
true. We have, we've ticked over to 20 minutes, but I'll tell you what we'll do. We're going to leave the news for next week, Jack. We'll get you to follow that. And I think what we might do quickly now is we'll do a, I don't know, maybe we'll leave that. What do you reckon? A quick premiership tip, Carlia?
Oh, that's a difficult one. I'm actually going to go the doggies.
Doggies. Okay.
Yeah.
Jack?
Just the generic answer, D's back to back. I mean, as Mr. G says, until they prove us that they're not capable, they're capable, and they showed it last year. Petrarca, Oliver, Gorney, all in good form, and back to back Demons.
Mr. G?
Yeah, I think the only thing that can stop Melbourne is being our own worst enemy, getting too ahead of ourselves, because our best was, as we showed, clearly better than anyone last year, and nothing's changed. The whole team is stuck together. Got one or two injuries for tomorrow night's game, but the guys they replaced, like Harrison Petty's out, and Tomlinson comes straight back in like last year. So the only thing that can stop Melbourne is getting in our own way, and I think Dogs are probably the most likely team to take advantage of that.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? I think, D's, Dogs, or Lions for me, but I have to think about that one. Yeah, put you all on the spot, but I can't even make a decision. Okay, well, I think that's pretty much it for this week. We have gone, it's been a great discussion for round 1, 2022, hopefully, and we will be doing it next week. Jack, I'll catch you on here doing it, and we'll have different guests every week. Thank you, Carlia, for coming in as well. Thank you, Jack and Mr. G. Goldstein. It has been a Yavneh Media Arts Studio podcast booth production, and please let us know what you think of the comments. Please leave a like, subscribe to the Yavneh channel, and we will see you again next week for round 2. Go Pies!